Hello guys, I hope everybody is doing good. We're going to be starting out a quick session on talking about the FRM Level 2, okay, November exam. If you're planning to go for the FRM Level 2 November exam, what should be your 3-month strategy? Okay, what should be your 3-month strategy for your FRM Level 2 November 2024 exam? Okay, so I hope everybody is with me till now. Okay, so if you can give a confirmation on chat, that would be really helpful, because I will be able to understand that my voice is clear, okay, and everybody is able to hear me. Okay, so this is the agenda for today's call. Now the idea, okay, of this entire session is that because a lot of students might have just started their preparation for level 2, they might have registered for the exam, but they might not have given their full attention to the curriculum. Okay, so roughly we have around 103 chapters for FRM level 2. What I would recommend, okay, you guys to do is I'm going to highlight few of the important chapter, okay, which you can just go through it. It is slightly different than generally the important chapter that I highlight. Okay, this is specifically talking about the last 3 months, okay, the last 3 months and how you can plan. So let me start with the market risk section. Okay, so and I'll just give you a broader timeline that how you should plan. So right now we are just taking about 6th of August is the date. Okay, I'm taking say 1st of September as one milestone. Okay, then you have 1st of October as one milestone, and you have 1st of November. Okay, so that is the broader milestones that we have. Now in this, if you want to go through the overall content, if you want to cover the entire 103 chapter, that would be slightly tough. Okay, so what we should be targeting on is some 30, 35 or 40 chapters which are slightly important. Okay, so that you should focus on. And in the first month, that means in the month of August itself, if possible, my suggestion would be complete market risk and credit risk. So let me just list down few of the important chapter. Okay, so for market risk, there is one chapter which is the first chapter basically, which is nothing but your estimating market risk. That is the first chapter. You should definitely do this. The formula based questions can come from this chapter. Okay, then the second chapter that you should focus on is backtesting VAR. Okay, backtesting VAR. The third chapter that you should focus on is VAR mapping. These two chapters are highly testable in the exam, okay, from market risk. So make sure that you're good with all the concepts. Okay, then as we move ahead, the fourth chapter that you can explicitly focus on is your empirical approach. Empirical approach, 1 second, to risk metrics and hedging. Okay, so you should make sure that it's a small chapter, so if it's possible you can just go through that chapter, risk metrics and hedge. Okay, and the fifth chapter is basically the science of term structure. Science of term structure, this is important, so I'm going to mark this chapter as star, backtesting as star, VAR mapping as star. Okay, immediately after the science of the term structure chapter, you also have evolution. Okay, evolution of the short-term rates, short rates. Okay, obviously people will be able to pick it up from the book. I'm not writing the entire book name. Okay, so you can just pick out the content from that. So evolution of the short-term rate and shape of the term structure, that chapter. And finally, volatility smiles. I've focused only on few important chapters, so roughly around 7 chapters for market risk. Okay, go in this order, basically the book order. Okay, first complete all of these important chapters, then go to credit risk. Okay, so I'm talking about now credit risk, which are the important chapters that you can focus on. 1 second. Yes, so over here you have the first chapter that you can focus on is governance. Okay, second chapter is your capital structure. Generally you will expect one calculation based question from this chapter also, capital structure in bank. This is important. Okay, I'm going to mark this chapter as star. Okay, then the third chapter is introduction to your credit risk modeling. Okay, introduction to your credit risk modeling, you should focus on this chapter also. Then there is your fourth chapter, which focuses on your estimating. You have estimating default probabilities, important. You can mark this chapter as star. Mark this chapter as star. Okay, then you have the fifth chapter, which is credit value at risk or credit VAR chapter. Again, important chapter, mark this as star. Then you can gradually move towards the credit derivative chapter. Again, not very high important, but if you're reading the book 2, which is your credit risk, then definitely make sure that you are comfortable with these chapters. Okay, so credit risk, credit derivative chapter by default you should focus on. Then you also have the margin collateral. Okay, margin collateral and settlement chapter. Okay, this is important. Okay, all the threshold, then your margin, independent amount, all of these concepts are very, very important. So make sure that you are clear on that also. Okay, then you should also look at your future value and exposure chapter. And the ninth one, which is your CVA, double star, formula based questions can easily come. Okay, double star, formula based questions can easily come. Okay, once you're done with this, then there is one more chapter which is actually the start, which is the structured credit risk. Structure credit risk. Okay, this is also important. So roughly around 10 chapters from your credit risk and 7 chapters from your market risk. So your thought process should be that from today, okay, if you want to do a revision or if you want to do a quick prep, okay, for the November exam, okay, from today at least till 1st of September, my suggestion would be complete these 17 chapters properly. And if you get time to solve the question bank, better. Okay, 17 chapters covering what? Market risk and credit risk. Okay, I'll now move towards the third book, which is your operation risk book. So over here, see, overall the content is very vast. Okay, very, very difficult to highlight one chapter explicitly, but I'm choosing the chapter based on the history that I've heard that it has been tested in the exam. Okay, and some concepts which I feel that can get tested over here. So when we talk about operational risk, okay, I'll just quickly open up the book and I'll read the chapter name so that it becomes easy for me to write also. A second. Yes, so you have the 41 chapter number 41, which is your risk governance, so important from that perspective. Okay, then you have chapter number 42, which is risk identification, so mark that as star. Then you have chapter 44. Okay, read this chapter properly. Risk mitigation, read this chapter properly. Then you have a chapter number 45 also, mark this as star, which is your risk reporting. Okay, important concept. Then you should look at your chapter number 48. This is a small chapter again, but I'm marking it as star, cyber threat and information security. Next is your chapter number 50. I'm going to write over here chapter number 50, which is your financial crime and fraud chapter. Again, important chapter, mark this as star. The next chapter in the series is yes, guidance, chapter number 51, guidance on managing outsourcing risk. Okay, this chapter has been tested in the historical exam, so I'm marking this as star. Third party is okay, investor protection is okay. Yes, chapter 54, supervisory guidance on model development. You should read this chapter properly. 57 also, this chapter is important. RAROC based, formula based questions can be asked in your exam, so do not skip this. Then you have chapter 60. Okay, important, Basel related chapter. highly testable, and chapter 61. Both of them are highly testable. So roughly around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 chapters. So I've given you around 11 chapters from your operation risk book. If you have any query, you can put it on the chat section. I'll address it. Okay. So I'll first complete the overall topic. So around 11 chapters from operation risk, which you should be doing, okay, in the month of September. Okay, so ideally you should be covering ops risk and your liquidity risk over here. So we have around 11 chapters from operation risk. Let us open up your book for your liquidity risk, and let me just quickly walk you through that chapter also. Okay, so let me note down for liquidity risk what are the series of chapter that you should ideally focus on, and this is for all the students who have not yet done their preparation up to that level and they want to make sure to give a good attempt for this exam. Okay, so chapter number 64, which is the first chapter, mark this as star, lot of concepts, important, so do not skip that. Okay, 64th chapter, very, very important. Then you have chapter number, chapter number 68, which is also important. You have reserve management and strategies and policy, very, very important topic, so do not miss that chapter. Then you have chapter number 71, which is your failure mechanics of dealer bank, important. Reporting, chapter number 60, chapter number 74, which is your contingency funding plan, that is important. Then you have chapter number 75, double star. This chapter is managing and pricing deposit services, important. Chapter number 76 also you should read, managing non-deposit liability. And you can expect chapter number 77, repo, mark this as star, important. Repo chapter is important. Chapter number 79, which is the US dollar shortage chapter, generally testable in the exam. And chapter number 81, what is 81 chapter? The risk management, asset and liability mismatch chapter. This chapter is also important, so mark this as star. Okay, so now what I have given you is basically a list of chapters for your operation risk and your liquidity risk. So for liquidity risk, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically you have to complete roughly around 20 chapters. Okay, minimum 20 chapters you have to cover from here. So 20 chapters in the month of September. Then from 1st of October to 1st of November. Okay, 1st of October to 1st of November, what ideally you should be focusing on. I'll be going to the chapters of your investment management and then current issues topic, right? So when we talk about your investment management book, so it is this in 1 second. Investment management and risk management book, which is your chapter number 5, book number 5. Now in this chapter number 84 is important, which is your factors. Chapter number 85 is important, which is your alpha. Then you have chapter number 87, this chapter, which is your portfolio risk analytics, double star, very, very important. Calculation based concepts have been tested. Chapter number 88 also has been tested, so mark this as double star. Chapter number 88, risk monitoring and performance measurement. This specific calculation based chapters are tested heavily in the exam. Then you can read chapter number 92, performing due diligence, and then finally chapter number 93. Okay, so you can mark this 93 also. One question is easily expected from this chapter. What is there in the current issues book? I'm going to highlight the important chapters. Okay, so current issues, the 94th chapter is very, very important, which is the review of the Silicon Valley Bank. So 94th chapter, market as star, important. Artificial intelligence part is also slightly important, which is 96. Okay, then you have financial risk management, okay, trustworthiness. Chapter 99 is important. Then you have climate risk measurement is okay. Crypto, so it's 102 and 103 chapter. Okay, they are there, but they're not very important. So roughly around 5 chapters from here, and around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 11 chapters. Okay, 5 you have investment risk, 6 chapter, and you have current issues, that is around 5 chapters. So you have 11 chapters which are to be done minimum. This is what the minimum you have to do, and focus on these chapter first. Okay, and then you have 20 chapters over here and 17 chapter over here. So we are focusing only on important chapters. By the 1st of November is what you should plan to complete at least these chapters if you're working. This will give you good confidence at the overall exam level. Okay, as per my understanding. Okay, again, if you're able to complete it faster, okay, then what you should be doing, suppose let us assume you did this 17, 20, 11 chapters faster by say in the next 2 months, by the end of September only. Okay, then what you should be doing, all the remaining chapters. Okay, I have also highlighted one there are one more video, there's one more video on my YouTube which is talking about the important concepts from each book, which I did for May 2024 exam. So what you can do is you can pick up those concepts from the remaining chapter and do only that. Okay, this is a very smart strategy to pick up the content. Okay, so go to that video, whichever chapter you have not covered till now, just focus on the important concepts from that chapter and then move ahead. Okay, from the 1st of November, ideally you should be focusing on, from 1st of November onwards, you should do one full revision in the next say around 7 to 8 days. Okay, full revision, and then you should give your first mock. Okay, if possible give GARP sample paper. Okay, take a break of around 2 days and then you have second mock. Okay, analyze the mock in the next 2 days and then you do the final revision before the actual exam that you go for. Okay, again, you can tweak this plan as per your requirement, because suppose you are completing things faster, if you're a student, if you have more time completing things faster, you can do 3-4 mocks also. That means mock number 3 and mock number 4 also. So depending upon what is your strategy. Okay, so I'm going to answer the queries now. If you have a query, please post it on the chat section. So this is just a broader overview of chapters that you should be focusing on during that period of time. Yes, I'm talking about now answering to the query. Animesh, sir, I'm in first year and I'm thinking of giving FRM May attempt, thinking to start preparation from September. This is very good. So you can start from September onward. There is no problem. It is enough time for you to go for FRM level 1 in May. Okay, so don't worry about it. If you're a college student, you will easily be able to get time to prepare for it. The only thing is you'll have to be consistent and do not underestimate the exam. Okay, what skill should I acquire which will help me in the finance career? Possibly if you can do Python, okay, Power BI. If possible, if you want to go towards stocks and all, then you can also look at financial modeling. But Python is more preferable. It is widely used now in the market, and if possible, you can get Power BI. That is also good. Okay, I've answered the query, Animesh. There's one more query for FRM level on November. Any tips and strategy? I think so. We did a 4-month video also for FRM level 1. So you can check it on my live section. There is a video, full video. Next day after tomorrow, I'm going to do one more session for FRM level 1. What should be the 3-month strategy for them? If somebody is starting now, what should be the strategy for him? Okay. So this is basically the broader overview of 3-month preparation strategy for level 2. Any queries, guys? Any queries, everybody? I hope you guys have got a list of, you've written down the list of chapters which you can focus on. There are also videos related to your important concepts from each chapter from your entire special book. I have also created a video. You can check on my YouTube live section. You'll be able to find that those videos also over there. Okay, in case you need any help in your preparation, you can reach out to us on our WhatsApp number. That is your 9819137880. So it's 91 plus 9819137880. You can reach us on our WhatsApp number. Okay. So thank you very much, guys, for joining in. We'll be doing one more live session for level 1, okay, on the upcoming